Come one, come all, spontaneous views. Come one, come all, spontaneous views. This Car Chronicles, it's been a little minute. I always say that, you know. This might be a little touchy topic for some. This Car Chronicles, I'm in traffic, just got off work. And of course, you know, it's election time, and I gotta just let you know how I feel about the two candidates that we have in front of us. Now, obviously, this conversation is going to primarily be about Kamala Harris. And I'm making this blog, video, whatever you want to say. I'm making it based off of the fact of me seeing the same repeated behavior by the Democratic Party every year. You know, so this is really no shade to Kamala Harris, you know, because to be honest with you, you know, even before I start this blog, I could potentially still be voting for Kamala Harris just based off of what we have in front of us. But I also can't let our black community be duped in the same politics, the same political behavior that we've been seeing for too long. The Democratic Party played games. They did the same thing with Hillary. You know, Kamala Harris is almost like a chameleon. When I say that, when I notice her speech and how she gets around certain people, her attitude changes, her voice changes. Like when they say when she was in the South here in Georgia, she started talking Southern and talking about collard greens and macaroni and cheese, talking about what her parents used to cook. You know you was capping. And y'all knew she was capping too, because you know, as an Indian American, as what Kamala Harris is, she's an Indian American. So when she gets around certain people, she talks a different way. So she almost caters to the audience that she's in front of at that time. And that to me is a chameleon. That is someone that is gonna sway you. They're gonna put, I'm not saying she's like no witch or not. What I'm saying is that it's certain things that we have to understand. Like, for one, I've even made the mistake saying that she was even African or even black, but she's never redeemed herself as being either. She's been sworn in as the first Indian American vice president and senator, I think, back in 2016. We can't, as a black community, this is what I'm trying to say. We've fallen for the same trap. It honestly doesn't matter who the candidacy is. I'm starting to see the same repeated behavior, and it's just politics is a pile of tricks to me. That's how I view it. It just causes us to have conversation about really nothing. You know, she's being used right now to persuade the black vote again. But I don't even think it's going to even matter, because at this point, just based off of her momentum, that's what she has right now, it's going to take something drastic to happen for it to sway back in Trump's favor. I don't want to say they did polls. You know how when you're looking at YouTube and you're looking at social media and they have videos, so you don't know if this stuff is real. Stuff can be edited. But what I'm trying to say is I saw a video where a young white guy was going around asking people who would they vote for, and ironically it was all middle-aged white men that he was asking. He asked no one else. Like, everybody in the video was middle-aged white men. So I guess that's what he was aiming for the video. And ironically, all of them said they were going to vote for Kamala Harris. Now, again, this video could have been doctored. Like, I don't know. You know, I don't know. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I don't want us to fall into a trap of thinking that someone is going to really do something for you, because it doesn't matter who is in office. It's just not there. Like you can't keep persuading me to believe, or convincing me, I should say, to believe that who's ever going to come into this agenda of being in presidency again, they're going to benefit my insurance not going up. It's going to benefit gas not going up. It's going to benefit groceries not going up. Inflation going up. Like, I don't want us as a community to still feel like we're still being duped into the same behavior. And honestly, Kamala Harris is just a puppet in this situation. Like, me personally, I feel like I'm being forced to vote for her. And that's just it. Like, I can't really put my finger on it, but I just feel like, yeah, of course she's been in politics. Yeah, she's been senator. And yeah, I get all that. But what other benefit is there? Like, how is her administration going to speak different from what the Biden administration is saying? So, she can't come out and act like she's against the Biden, even though, think about it, America was swayed in this situation. Hear me out. People wasn't feeling Biden at first because of what was going on in America. So now that they flipped the script, that's how come, well, even though the shooting with Trump was kind of after the Biden went down, they knew they had to flip the script because Trump, that assassination attempt, speak more on that later, but with that happening, it gave Trump the momentum, but then when Biden stepped down, boom, that gave Kamala, that gave the Democrats all the momentum. And it's almost like it's a game. And that's exactly what it is. Like, I'm telling you, we're in August right now, the end of August almost. I would not be surprised if they try to pull something fast in the next month or so when it comes to a flu, allegedly, or any type of sickness that might come about. Again, I've been saying this all year. It is election year. It already been crazy already. I mean, come on, we talk about a quote-unquote assassination attempt, even though I ain't trying to really make this video about that, but this is strictly on the candidates. Now, this to talk about Trump a little bit. Like, I mean, again, the polls can be deceiving. I don't know who run the numbers. Like, they can put polls out, but again, who runs the numbers? You know what I'm saying? So I can't just, no matter who's winning right now, especially in August or whoever wins, I don't see a benefit to me. And that's where I'm at with it. Like, I just feel like there's a certain policy that they want to keep going. And that Democratic policy, for whatever it is, I'm not saying there's no benefit to it. I'm not saying that. But you're trying to convince me, as of the last 4 years, I've seen everything inflate. And you're saying, yeah, this is going around everywhere. But if you're, okay, let me give you a scenario, a perspective on that. If people are saying, yes, it's inflation everywhere, not just America, then where did the inflation come from? Why was there an inflation? Was there a war that supposedly happened in Ukraine that mysteriously no one talks about now? They've been giving billions of dollars to Ukraine. And you want to tell me about an inflation? Oh yeah, it's going on everywhere. Yeah, they can tell me that. But until I go to each country and spend some money, I don't know if it's an inflation there or not. And even if it is, like, at the end of the day, this is what I'm trying to get back to. Kamala Harris, again, just strictly for the black community, I gotta just keep it real, and I'm just saying, don't get duped into believing. But when I look at the whole situation, it really doesn't matter, because I know black people are not going to vote for Trump. Like I said, I told you when this video started, I'm put in a position to, I'm not saying have to, because there might be a third candidate, a liberal candidate that they might have. I don't know. my cousin had posted a few names in the chat we was talking in earlier. He said Carnell West and somebody else, but I mean, you know, if you want to just do, because I'm gonna be honest with you, that I don't know. I don't know. Like, Kamala Harris is Biden 2.0 to me. Not really 2.0. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know, man. I just feel like it's the same thing. And like Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley, like, they're basically promoting her, and I get it, but she's not black though. Like, she's not considering herself an African American, put it like that. So if she's representing an Indian American culture, then I would have to know, does that community represent the black, quote unquote, African culture, black culture, copper colored culture? Do the Indian American represent that? Because from the people pigmentation, no. Let's just keep it real. Like, most Indians are not black. I'm not saying that there are not any black, but I want to know, do they identify as black? And this is what I mean by Kamala, how she's a chameleon. She goes back. She speaks a certain language in front of certain people. You could tell, like, she talked politically high when she's around other politicians, but when she was here in Georgia, paying off rappers now like Quavo, and you got all these, it's like it's the same song and dance every year. Remember when Puffy was doing it back in the day, Vote or Die? It's like, come on, man. It's wild. Like, it's wild. So all I'm saying at the end of the day, you know, right now, you know, oh, this is wild. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want her to win. I'm not saying that. It would, to me, honestly, and I hate to say it, but I don't think her being president is going to lead our country to greater pastures. Like, I just don't see it. I think we're just excited. Just to conclude the video, I think we're just excited about the fact of her being nominated for a presidency and can run against a Donald Trump. And that's another thing. Of course, like I said, you know we're not going to vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump, even though Donald Trump is more realer than the Republican Party comes out to be a little bit more real, like they'll let you know in your face, like they're not going to pump fake. A lot of people do kind of side with, a lot of black people do side with Trump, but more on the taxation of them, or of paying taxes. That's what they're on that line, because they're rich. Those are the rich black people, I should say, that sides with Trump. The middle class, lower class, we're not voting for Trump. We're not voting for Trump because especially against Kamala Harris, because us men, especially black men, we know, even though she don't really side with us like that, and because I can't say she do just based off of her history, I hate to say it, but we know the compassion we have for a woman, so we're gonna automatically vote for her. And that's what I'm saying. It's an emotional attachment that we have right now. I just don't want us to fall in a trap of being emotional behind voting for Kamala Harris. That's all I'm saying. Like, let's really push what we want to push. But we can't just be blindsided because it's a woman running for president. She's supposedly black, how the black culture is trying to push, but she doesn't identify as being black. She doesn't identify as being black. That's just a fact. And I don't want y'all to have these same tendencies y'all had, just this emotional roller coaster, like how when they had Hillary talking about the fried chicken and the hot sauce, and like, come on, man, it's actually a punch in the face for her to even be acting like that, because she's never act like that before. So the fact that she could come out and even do that is crazy to me. And we're just being blindsided. We're being indoctrinated again. We're believing in these tactics, and it's like, it's unreal. This is the same thing that's been going on. And we can't see this by now, then yes, we are indoctrinated. Not we, not me. But people are indoctrinated. People are sheeple, and they follow whatever they hear. And all it does is create gossip. There's no solution to anything. It's the same repeated situation over and over and over. And nothing changes. You're going to still have the same police shootings. You're going to still have the same I just heard with the dude, the George Floyd dude, the one that supposedly killed George Floyd. I just heard he getting out next year or next month. Yo. So that just lets you know right there. That's like, yo, all that stuff is still going to happen. They're going to do about a year, 18 months, 2 to 3 years in jail or something like that, and they getting right out. And even if they don't even go to jail, they can go to another county or state and get a job. Stop that. That's the stuff we be talking about. That's what I'm on. Why is the grocery so high? I don't want to hear that inflation crap. And you know the economy, talk about the economy is booming. Bruh. Let me get this straight. So the economy is booming, but we have inflation at the same time. Why would you do that? Like, why would it? Because at the end of the day, the economy could be booming, but you're still paying extra just for food, for healthcare. Like, cool, give me the healthcare. I get that. I'm not knocking it, but it has to be more than what we're supposedly fighting for. We're having the same conversations every 4 years. I don't see how we not even tired of it. It's making me hot. Like, I'm tight. Like, I'm like, yo, this is like the same song over and over and over. And it's like we just sitting back and we're just happy about a certain person that's running, and we're not really looking at what's really going on. I mean, we gotta wake up a little bit. Like don't be suckered into believing or seeing everything that you see. Like, there's information below the surface. That's what I'm trying to say. That you have to start tapping into. We can't just keep allowing ourselves to listen to the mainstream media and allow us to have conversations just behind MSNBC and ABC and CBS and MSNBC and all these other alphabet boys we got out here. It's the same thing. Half of it's fake news anyway. More talk on my Kamala Harris. Come on, come on. Spontaneous views.